What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jordan and I'm a first-year medical student in the state of New Jersey. So it is Wednesday afternoon. Got home from class and just have been doing a lot of work. This class has been a lot of information, and we just started the male reproductive system this week, so it's pretty intense and it's just a lot to learn in 4 days. So Monday we went over a lot of hormone stuff, sort of the sex hormone axis, and then also puberty. Yesterday we did a little bit of embryology and genetics, and then we also had a urologist come and talk to us about the lower urinary tract and a bunch of different pathologies that she sees. The big thing going on this week though is it's match week. So for those of you who don't know, match week is basically when all the fourth-year medical students find out if they match into a residency and then also where they go. For a little bit of background, the match is a process by which medical students get accepted into their residency of choice. It's a very different system than like anyone has probably heard of. It's not like you're applying for a job or even applying to medical school. You know, when you apply to medical school, you apply to a bunch, do some interviews, hopefully you get multiple acceptances, and you just get to choose which one you want to go to. The match is a little bit different. You still apply to a bunch of programs, interview at different places, but then you rank all of the programs that you interviewed at from 1 to whatever. And then every single program in the country will also rank all of the applicants that they interviewed from 1 to whatever. Then all that information gets plugged into an algorithm and you match at a certain program. You don't get multiple acceptances, you don't really necessarily get to choose. You're matched with one specific program, and that's a binding contract. The NRMP is the organization that the match happens through, and they have a bunch of really good videos going into more specifics about how this works. But essentially the algorithm tries to match you with your highest ranked program that also ranks you. So for example, if I ranked a Hackensack residency #1 and they also ranked me #1, I'm matching there. However, if I ranked them #1 and they ranked me at 10th, I'm probably not going to end up there. So like I said, the NRMP has videos of how this works and they can explain it way better than I ever could, so just go check those out. I'll link them in the description. So sometime in March, students have to submit their rank list. So if you interviewed at 20 programs, you'll rank all of them 1 to 20 and then submit that into the algorithm. It takes a few weeks to run, and then usually the 3rd week of March is what's called match week. The way it works is on Monday, you get an email at 10 a.m. Eastern time that says, yes, you matched, or no, you didn't match. And then Friday is when you actually open your envelope or your email or whatever, and you find out what specific program you matched to. For applicants who on Monday get an email that they unfortunately did not match, there's a process called SOAP, which is the Supplemental Offer and Acceptance Program, that basically gives all those students a list of all the programs that have unfilled positions, and then they're able to apply to those and try to match into those throughout the week. So it's a really crazy process because everything happens in like 3 days. Usually you look over the programs on Tuesday, Wednesday are interviews, and then Thursday are offers. Usually the available positions are in things like internal medicine, family medicine, ER usually has a lot of them. Pretty limited in terms of the specialties, but it's kind of up to the individual if you know you didn't match into your desired specialty of plastic surgery, if you want to just go ahead and accept one of those residency offers, or if you want to try again next year. Once again, I could probably make a whole video on the SOAP process, so go look at the NRMP website to see more information on that if you want. So like I said, Monday you get the yes or no email, and Friday you actually see where you matched. Usually it's a big event with friends, family, all your classmates, and it's a celebration. But I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Last night I actually went to a panel discussion with 3 of our current 4th years who all applied into orthopedic surgery. The panel was to talk about away rotations because it's something that's really important for that field as well as some other competitive specialties. But I was really interested to see if they were going to match. My school is fairly new. We've only had 1 graduating class so far. We did have 1 orthopedic surgery applicant our first year, and they matched at the Mayo Clinic, so that was amazing to see. But it's going to be interesting to see this next class because they have a lot more people applying, and we're just a little bit more of an established school now. We just got our full accreditation, so hopefully that helps them match into some great programs. But like I said, this panel was just to discuss away rotations, but they all kind of started off by saying, hey guys, I'm sure it's all on your mind, but all 3 of us matched. So I'm not sure exactly how many orthopedic surgery applicants, but the fact that that group went 3 for 3 is pretty great. I'm really excited to see Friday where everyone else matches. Probably won't be a part of this video just because, you know, I'm not going to match day. We have class, unfortunately, and it's going to take them a little bit of time to gather all the information about who matched into what specialty, into what program, but I'll definitely make an update video down the line once I have like the full list, just because I always think it's interesting to see what kind of specialties people go into and what parts of the country they're in. What is up, everyone? It is Friday, March 17th, which means it is match day. These past 2 days, we wrapped up the rest of our urology week. Yesterday was amazing. We had 3 great urologists come talk to us about different topics: prostate cancer, testicular cancer, sexual function and dysfunction. And then today we had a small group session like we normally do on Fridays. And then we had a session on hematuria. My small group session was particularly exciting because we have a 4th year that sort of leads the group along with the physician. That's something that we can do during our 4th years. We have like an elective where you help facilitate our small groups on Fridays. So it was really nice to see him because we knew that he matched on Monday. So we were all just congratulating him because he left straight from our session to go to match day. So before I get into the specifics about my school's match day, I wanted to give a little bit more information about match week and the Friday, which is, you know, the big day, match day. Before I get into more specifics about my school's match day, I just wanted to give a little bit more general information. How I've seen it, usually schools do match day in 2 different ways. One way is basically, you know, everyone has these envelopes and they go up on stage, open the envelope, and say where they matched and what specialty. I'm not so sure if that's a required thing, but I've just seen a lot of YouTube videos of different schools doing it that way. While it's really nice to get that sort of instant reaction from your classmates, personally, I would be really stressed if we had to do that. So my school and a lot of other schools do it differently, where everyone has their envelopes, they're surrounded by their friends and family, and they all open it at the same time. I think that's probably the better way to do it, because you're not opening that envelope in front of everyone and you have your family right there to see where you matched. While match day is super exciting and a celebration, you have to keep in mind that it's not happy for everyone. Every year there's thousands of students where on Monday of match week they get the email that, sorry, you didn't match. And some go through the SOAP process and find a program and they're, you know, happy. But even people who did match on Monday might not end up at a program that they've really, really loved. You know, there's no guarantee that you match at your first choice program. You could fall pretty far down your list, and while you're likely still happy because it means you're going to become a doctor in the specialty that you want, maybe you just really had your heart set on one program that was in a city where, you know, your family's from. So while it is a very exciting day, there still are some bittersweet parts of it. So moving into some more specifics about my school's match day. Like I said, we do it that second way where everyone just gets their envelopes and opens them at the same time with their family around them. Last year match day was actually just at our school because the class wasn't that big, since it was only our first full graduating class. But this year we actually had it at MetLife Stadium, which is where the Giants and the Jets play. So that was really exciting. They had a live stream of it, so we got to tune in to hear some of our deans speak briefly before the students opened their letters. And while they were opening the letters, they just had different cameras kind of panning back and forth, showing the excitement in the room. You could hear people screaming when they opened their letters, you know, obviously very excited to see where they ended up. We haven't gotten a full list of where everyone is going and what specialties, but they said about half of the students are staying in our network. We have a very big network of, I think, 7 different hospitals that have residencies. So a lot of people are staying in New Jersey, but there's still plenty of people going around the country. Just watching the live stream, I saw someone with a Rutgers hat on, so I assume they're going there. Saw someone going to UC Irvine, which is great because, you know, that's on the other side of the country, and California programs are notoriously hard to get into for both medical school and residency. We also had some students match at NYU, which is cool because it's a great program, and it's pretty local. For those of you who don't know, urology and ophthalmology both have early matches. They're not in the whole national match with all the other specialties. So we found out about a month ago that we had one of our students match into urology at Columbia, which is also just an incredible achievement, especially with this being only our second graduating class. Like I mentioned before, we had one of the fourth years in our small group this morning, and I know that he was applying to orthopedic surgery, and he told us that we had 7 or 8 students successfully match into orthopedic surgery, which once again is an incredible achievement. I mean, orthopedics is always within the top 5 in terms of competitiveness of residencies, and to have 7 or 8 students match from a new school and a small class is really amazing. I'm pretty sure they only had about 80 students graduate in that class, which is pretty low. My class is 160 students. So the fact that they got that many orthos positions with a smaller class is really great. And earlier today, I found out some of the places that those ortho students went to. We had sent 2 to UConn, and then 1 went to NYU. So it's so nice to see that we're matching very well, even outside of our network, into very competitive specialties and competitive programs. So I'm very excited to see the full list of everyone, what specialties, where they're going in the country. We'll probably have that information in the next few weeks, and I'll definitely include it in a video. But anyways, that is going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like below and subscribe if you want to see videos like this in the future. Thanks, and I will see you in the next one.